Welcome to Beyond the Games, your daily insight into Guernsey 2023. Proudly sponsored by SG Kleinwort Hambros Bank Limited, Guernsey branch and Jersey branch.
It is a sport full of moments of truth, intense points on which a tie can sway. Tennis event manager Rick Denton explains more and begins by telling Express why the Island Games is so important for the sport.
It's something that a lot of our players really aspire to be involved in. Anybody who's participated in one of our team events realise how special the atmosphere is. There's a huge hype around it, a great support for it, a real atmosphere. And I think it's one of the things that all our Guernsey players really want to do. And judging by the competition for the places this time and the amount of practice going on, I can tell you there's already a very special feeling to be part of the team.
And what are the expectations for the Guernsey team as well?
Well, we've always come away with medals. The last games we came away with medals but would have liked more. This time we've got a generally strong squad, particularly in the doubles events, and I think we've got some very good chances of coming away with both team and individual medals. And there's always some superstars and some people will perform, higher than they have done before. So it's a great chance to really show what you can do on the home stage.
And for anyone thinking about coming down to tennis, could you just give us a few details about where it's all taking place?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's taking place at the Guernsey Tennis Club, which is our indoor tennis centre, a long camp in the centre of the island. I know there's a couple of the bus routes will go right past it, and so very easy and accessible. There is parking at the venue as well, good parking. And we have play happening both outdoors, where there's a wide array of seating, and indoors as well, where we've got balcony seating. And as the tournament progresses, from Wednesday night, we're going to close one of the indoor courts to build more seating, so it builds that atmosphere even more for the finals.
And anyone watching, what would you say to encourage them down there as well?
Well, tennis, obviously I'm a big fan of tennis as well as a player and a referee. I've always loved the game, but I think what people find special about tennis compared to many other sports is it has what I would call more moments of truth. Every game you can get to a deuce, which means a very sudden death type experience of who's going to win the game. Each set can end with a tie break, which is a very dramatic finale. And so there's lots of really tense points. And therefore, when you get into the matches, you can really sense that drama building up. And it is very gladiatorial tennis, two people in a court with rackets across the net, trying to fathom out how they can beat the opponent. And that really drives a sort of sense of real show and competition that is really, really highly valued by all the watchers.
And is there any other islands we should be watching out for as well?
Well, there's always some strong islands there, and we are strong. Jersey will be very strong. I think the Caribbean and the islands associated with the US, like Cayman and Bermuda, always have a smattering of coaches or US collegiate players, which are very special. And you'll find also the Nordic teams, Åland and Gotland, have a long tradition of racket sports and are very good as well. So I think you can expect 5 or 6 very strong teams.
And I guess it's a great opportunity to put the sport of tennis in the spotlight as well, in a way that doesn't normally happen in the island. So
Yes. Well, I think we've always been lucky in having icons in tennis like Heather Watson, for example. But having the games here on our major tennis club and having such an atmosphere, I think it really will encourage people to come along. Also associated with tennis, we now have paddle tennis, which is also a very good starter sport for racket sports, and we're trying to get more youngsters involved in that as well. We've got some really exciting new young players coming through in the under-10s and beyond. So generally, I think tennis is on the up, and this, I think, will give another momentum to that as one of our strongest sports. And also when you see it up close, you see the real power and speed of the game. Faster than badminton, faster than squash. And that really is also something that makes tennis really, really attractive.
And home advantage can be important for our players?
Well, we know the courts, and a lot of the Scandinavian teams will have never played indoors or very rarely played indoors from their island locations, and also our artificial grass courts, which are quite new. Again, those are unusual for the Cayman or Bermuda sides. So definitely the courts will give us an advantage. And I know our women players who are playing mainly on the artificial grass, and our men players playing mainly indoors on a fast rubberized surface, they will really enjoy those courts and I think, get a bit of an advantage. I certainly hope so. And by the way, as referee and event manager, I am very impartial, but of course it would be great to see Guernsey do very well.
And of course, there's the games itself are very reliant on volunteers and officials, so there's a lot presumably having to be organised in the background as well.
There is. We've got a fantastic catering team. We've got people helping with the parking. There's all the court maintenance to manage and clear, and logistics to move the players around. We have umpires coming from France because it's during the Wimbledon fortnight, and so we can't get UK umpires. And we have a really good crew of people helping with the scoring, the technical updates, the communications, the medal ceremonies. I think we've got some 60 people involved as volunteers, which is magnificent.
And could you take me a little bit more in depth into the Guernsey team as well?
Yeah, sure, I'd love to. Well, starting with the women. The women are captained by Jo Dyer, who's a real medal hope for us in herself, in her own right. She will lead the team as our number one player. She always plays fantastically for our county and is very passionate about Guernsey. And I have real hopes for both for a singles medal and also for a mixed doubles medal. She has won the gold medal with Rob West, and they are a great partnership, and really hope they will do well. Also in the women's team, we have Lauren Barker, who's one of our lead coaches at the Guernsey Tennis Club, so she knows these courts really well. She's incredibly fit, she's incredibly tenacious, and I think she will do really well. And we also have Lauren Watson-Steele, who's a relatively new player to the island, a really good county level player that's joined our ranks. And again, she will do really well. And two younger players who are coming really into their first games as players, Jenny Hutchins and Lauren Coutanche. And they've got great enthusiasm, really proud of their performance and how they're coming through. I'd also like to say it's also tough for the players that don't get into the team, and I know a number of people have been disappointed by that, but our thoughts then move to the players who are in the team, and great to see two younger players coming through. On the men, Rob West is the captain and really experienced team player, so he will lead the team's efforts. Pat Ogier has been a singles medal before. He's really working hard on his fitness to get right for the games, and again, knows how to win in tough matches. We've got Tom Turner coming back from injury, our tallest player in the team, at about nearly 6'6", might be 6'5", but huge serve and really exciting player in the way he plays. Huge power, has been playing out in the States, and so we have good expectations for him. Peter Robinson, one of the well-known Robinson tennis family that have always done well in the games, and he's a very tenacious, retrieving player, very fit, again knows how to get into the heads of the opponents and do very well. And Chris Freeman, who has been very much part of our squad for a long time, really showing good form at the moment, practicing very hard, and will be a contender in some of the doubles events. So we've got a really, really good blend in our squad, and also pleased to see some of the younger players like Tom, Jenny and Laurent Coutange coming through.
Because it can be a great stepping stone, can't it, the games?
I think the games is where you prove yourselves mentally. All these players can play. It's just like on the top stage with Murray. Murray isn't actually the best stroke maker in the world, but what he is the best person mentally to fight when he really has to. And that's what you have to do in tennis. You have to battle the nerves, battle the crowd, think through how to win, play your patterns of play, analyse the opponent strategically, and really find a way. And I think all of our team will find how mental toughness becomes the real weapon, and resilience is probably the strongest element of being a top player.
And some of the experienced players, do you think they'll be passing on sort of their knowledge of the games and their background with that kind of...
Absolutely. And, as one of our managers, Chris Hickling, has played in the games a number of times and has a lot of experience to add. I've done similar in my time when I was manager of the team. And, you put something back, but also you help them in those tough moments. And as the managers, they will be able to go on court with the players in the team event. And that does make a difference when you just help with a wise word or a calming word or just, to give them a small hint about what they can try and do and to keep them positive. It's all about keeping a positive mental attitude, even in tough times.
That's great. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Okay, great to see you.
Beyond the Games, proudly sponsored by SG Kleinwort Hambros Bank Limited, Guernsey branch and Jersey branch.